All right, let's go over this checklist and kind of overview of what you need to do to monitor and optimize your ads. So you've already gone through the Facebook ads checklist. You've launched your ad, your campaign, everything's ready to go. You've got your follow-up sequences in place and everything's good to go, and you've launched. So now what do we do and how do we tell how those ads are doing and what we need to adjust? So this is a pretty brief document, but super important and definitely one that you're going to want to bookmark or keep handy, even print out if you like having hard copies. But this is, first of all, these are our 4 goals um, in order when we're launching a new campaign. So our first goal is to get clicks. That's our only, well, obviously not our only goal, but our main goal when we're first monitoring is to get clicks. We want people to start clicking on our ad. And the main way that they're doing this is generally going to be through the image that you're choosing, which is why you'll see, if you are not getting any clicks or not getting very many, maybe try adjusting the image and you might get more, but you want to get clicks. That's your first kind of line of defense, is figure out a way to get people engaged with your ad, and really clicking on it. Once you've gotten clicks and your cost per click is reasonable, your next focus is to get leads. And so for this, people are clicking, you've got that down. Now you want to figure out what you need to do to get people to actually opt in to whatever your lead magnet is or whatever your offer is. And so that's your second main goal, is figuring out a way to get more people for a cheaper price to opt in to your lead magnet. Goal number 3, once we've gotten leads to come in, now we need to figure out how to turn those leads all into appointments. And so figuring out how to increase the conversion rate and lower the costs that it takes to book an appointment with these real estate leads. And so doing this is really important, as this is what kind of helps us get people deeper into the funnel. This stuff is more top of line funnel or top of funnel stuff, and then now we're trying to get them deeper. Once we're able to get people to make appointments with us, now we are trying to figure out how to get these people to be clients. This goal and this goal will take place both on and off of Facebook. So um, on Facebook in the form of retargeting campaigns and strategies, and off Facebook in the form of lead nurturing and follow-ups and your overall ability to close people. And so that's stuff that's not 100% dependent on Facebook ads, but it is stuff that you can still have an effect on with Facebook ads. So with these goals in mind, knowing that our first goal is getting clicks and then going from there, this is just kind of steps that you need to take when you're monitoring after you've launched a campaign. So this is obviously not a requirement, but highly suggested, making Facebook Ads Manager your homepage. And I like doing this just so that I can, when I jump on the computer each morning, I'm ready to check out my ads, see how they performed, and make any adjustments as needed. And so this is something I like to do just so that I can get that done out of the way in the morning and on my way. The other thing that you're going to want to bookmark is the Facebook Ads Daily Metrics document, and this is in the course, obviously, and this is going to be one of the most important documents that you have in the course. This is what literally helps you track and monitor and optimize your ads so that you can see what's working, what's not working, and how to make those adjustments. Next, you're going to customize the ads dashboard for relevant KPIs. And so this is in one of the other videos in this module. But basically, this is setting up your ads manager dashboard so that you are able to see all of the important metrics and indicators in order to not have to switch up columns and things like that. You know exactly what you're looking for and what to do with those numbers. Next, once you've got everything set up, you want to, and this is something obviously you're going to want to do initially before you actually launch, but you want to triple check that your lead funnel is all functioning properly. So the process of the lead getting captured all the way to the lead getting contacted and getting nurtured and setting up an appointment. Everything, you want to make sure everything is working properly, whether it's online and you want to make sure like the landing pages are working or the links are all working, and Zapier, if you have it set up, is working. Whatever you're using, you want to make sure everything's working, because if anything's not working, that's going to affect the cost per lead, cost per appointment, and everything like that. And so you just want to make sure everything's working properly. Now is when you start launching, you're going to want to update this document every single day. Like I said, I like to do it in the morning, just kind of start things off. I can see how my ads did the day before, but basically this is one of the most important parts of monitoring and optimizing your Facebook ads. Next, now I use this lightly, but generally, a general rule of thumb is to wait to change your ads or make any adjustments until you've gotten about 1,000 impressions. This is just kind of a good spot to be able to get a good idea of how your audience is responding to your ad, how Facebook is using their algorithm to put your ad in front of the right people. Basically, it gives Facebook and your audience enough time to be able to tell you enough data to know what you need to change. And so this is the main reason we like to throw $15, $20, $25 behind an ad each day when it's starting off, because we want to get data fast. We want to know quickly if something is working or if it's not working. And then we'll go over the adjustments below. You also want to, whenever you are adjusting the Facebook ad, whether you change the picture, the copy, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure you document all of that within the Facebook daily metrics document. And that's if you watch that video, it'll go over all of those details. But basically, you need to keep track of what changes you're making so that you can see what's working and what's not working with this specific audience. And then lastly, you're going to keep on testing until you find your winning ad, and then you're going to scale like crazy and dump money in so that you've found a way to put $2 in and get $3 out, and that is amazing. That's the end goal of all this and why we do Facebook ads. So let's look at this graphic here. So once you've gotten the 1,000 total impressions, once you've gotten that, you want to make sure you are making adjustments as necessary depending on what your results look like. And so there's a reason this is red, yellow, green. This is, you're in the red, things are not going well. Yellow, make a little bit of adjustments. Green, you're killing it, make it better, and keep going. So if you're after 1,000 impressions, if your cost per lead is greater than $20, time to pause the ad. It's not doing well. Your audience has told you it's not doing well. And launch a new one. Change. You can keep the offer if you want, but change the image, change the copy. Maybe try a different audience or something, but something's not working in your ad. So just pause that one and launch a new one. If your cost per lead is between $12 and $20, remember we want to try and keep our cost per lead below $15 if possible. And so if it's between $12 and $20, then you want to go ahead and pause that ad set, duplicate the ad set, and then keep everything the same except for test a new image. So your audience is kind of responding to your ad positively, and so but they're not quite where we want them to be. And so in this case, just duplicate it, pause the original, and try a different image out, and see what that does for your CPL. Lastly, if your CPL is lower than $12, which is really where we want you to be, you should be probably below 10 even. But here's a few steps. So first, wait until your cost per lead is lower than $12 for 3 consecutive days. So if you jump on your ads manager and your CPL is $10, don't jump right in and start making changes. Wait until it's been under $12 for at least 3 days in a row. And this is something that obviously you'll be able to track on your Facebook metrics tracker. But for 3 days in a row, it needs to be under that $12 mark. Once it's been 3 consecutive days, then you can start to scale your ad budget. I recommend doing this at 15% every other day. So increasing your ad budget by 15% and doing that every 2 days. And obviously while you're doing this, you are still monitoring. So, if you adjust your ad budget twice and, after that second time your cost per lead is just skyrocketing, well, then go back to the drawing board and see what adjustments you need to make and so on. But you want to scale this ad. This ad is bringing you in people for less than $12 into your funnel. Scale that ad. And then you want to duplicate that winning ad. And now you're going to test out a new ad copy. So your audience is clearly liking whatever you have to offer. Try a new ad copy to see if you can get even more people to get into your funnel for a cheaper amount. And basically you're going to repeat this. So after you've gotten 1,000 impressions, basically this is the same process for the second ad that you're going to go through. Okay, on this new copy ad, what's my cost per lead and how do I need to make adjustments? Meanwhile, that original winning ad is still running and still getting scaled. And then if you really want to get dialed into your market, or if you have the budget to really test things out and find a winner, then these are some other things you can continue this process with and continue testing. You can test the audience, the lead magnet, the landing page or lead form, what types of things the info you capture from the lead. You can test all of that and see how that does for you and make adjustments as needed. But once you've found right here, once you found that winning ad, start scaling it and getting people into your funnel so that you can start optimizing the later steps of your funnel. All right, let's jump down here to troubleshooting rules. This is basically just some general guidelines. These are not set in stone. As you should know by now, Facebook ads are there's a lot of variables that come into place, especially with the real estate niche. And so these are just kind of general guidelines though to go by. If you are not getting if you're not getting clicks, here's a few things to ask yourself. If you have a really high cost per click, then check, is your click-through rate above 1%? Are your 3 quality rankings above average, etc. It also goes over if you have a low click-through rate, if you have a below average quality ranking, or a high cost per lead. And so these are just some general guidelines. If you're really stuck on something and things are not performing the way you want them to, maybe check here and see what exactly you can do to make some adjustments and what would be affecting that number. And always be testing and optimizing as you get more and more data. So hopefully this gives you kind of an idea of your main focuses when you're monitoring and optimizing. Like I said, that guide or that Google Sheets of the Facebook ads daily metrics, that is going to be your lifesaver when it comes to monitoring those campaigns and those ads and making sure those ads are performing the way that you want them to within the metrics that you have set. And so once you've got it down, once you've got clicks down, work on getting leads down, work on getting the price or the cost per appointments down and the cost per clients down. And once you've got that, you are generating clients on autopilot, and that's really the end goal of all of this.